Okay, so on this equation, this question, you have to make sure that you're careful at what you're looking at. Okay, so here we have h of c, the function of h of c equals 3x squared plus 7x plus 4. It says solve for c in the equation, okay? This is h of c equals 2. Okay, this is not when we're given, like, see, h of 1 equals this equation. So that would equal 3 times 1 squared plus 7 times 1 plus 4. That's what that is, but that's not what we're doing. It says h of c equals 2. So what that means is we take this function and we equal it to 2. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract that 2 from both sides. So we're going to subtract the 2 from both sides. And what's that going to leave us with? That's going to leave us with a 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 equals 0. Now, if we use the AC rule, okay, where this is AC method, and this is C, and we multiply those two together. I'm going to go over here and do that. 3 times 2 equals 6. We need factors of 6 that'll equal 7. And we have plus here, plus here. That means we're going to be adding them. So 3 and 2 is one of the factors. 3 and 2, we add those together, get 5. So that's not it. And the only other factors of 6 is 1 and 6. Well, the good thing about that is that you add those together, you get the 7. So that tells me this is my factors. So when you use the AC method, you make sure that you always use the greater valued one first. So this becomes 3x squared plus 6x plus x plus 2. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor each of my, I'm going to read group. Okay, so from here, I'm going to take out an x, I'm going to factor out an x, and I'm going to factor out a 3. And so what does that leave me with? So when 3x squared, that's going to leave me with just an x. And here it's going to leave me with just a 2. And then on this one, we already have the x plus 2, but we need another factor. So what we can do is we take out a 1, which in essence, we're not really doing anything, but we have a 1 there. So what happens is now we have the binomials of x plus 2 and 3x plus 1. Okay, so our factors, now we still haven't solved for c. We still don't know what c would be. So the way we would do that is we'd take and use a zero product property. So we're going to set each one of these factors to 0. So I'm going to minus 2, minus 2. So x equals 2, negative. And then we're going to do it again for 3x plus 1 equals 0, negative 1, negative 1, minus the 1 from both sides. That leaves us 3x equals negative 1, divide by the 3. And so x equals negative 1/3. So we have these factors, and one of the anxiety that people have is like, okay, did I get it right? Well, we can figure that out. So we're going to take this x minus 2, and we're going to substitute it back into the original equation. So we have 3 times negative 2 squared plus 7 times negative 2 plus 4. Does it equal 2? We're going to put a question mark there because we're not sure yet. Okay, so this becomes 3 times 4. This becomes 7 times negative 2 is negative 14 plus 4. And again, do we know if it equals 2 yet? Not quite. So this is 12 plus a negative 14 plus 4. So 12 plus negative 14 gives me negative 2 plus 4. Negative 2 plus 4 does indeed equal 2. So that one worked out. Okay, this one takes a little bit more work. So we're going to do this one. 3 times negative 1/3 quantity squared plus 7 times negative 1/3. Okay, plus 4. Does it equal 2? Okay, so this becomes 3 over 1 times 1/9. Okay, because that's negative 1/3 squared. It's 1/9, and this is a 1. Plus, and this becomes a negative 7/3 plus 4 equals 2. Okay, 3, so this becomes 3/9, but I'm going to do some reduction before I even get started. 3 goes into itself once, 3 goes into 9 3 times, so my result is 1/3. Okay, 1/3 minus 7/3 gives me a negative 6/3, which equals negative 2. So now we have a negative 2 plus 4, and that indeed does equal 2. So we know that both of these answers are correct. So our solution set is 2, negative 1/3.